Welcome to another episode of Spring Fever. As always, it is me, XFL Jim.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the XFL!
And of course, I am joined by the man himself, the sexual predator of the wild. I meant that in a positive way, Eric. Like, you're a sex panther.
Well,
Not that you are actually a sex
Jesus, dude.
coming in hot.
Jesus.
It is Uncle Rico.
This is what happens when a guy is coming right down in your face.
Jesus.
Didn't mean to come in so hot on you.
I mean, I've been calling you the Pride of Nebraska, and you're like,
I meant that in like the Predator movies,
okay.
like in a positive way. What a great way to start the show, huh? And don't worry, the lead in now is, of course, you should go over to Royal Retros.
Yeah.
Go over to Royal Retros right now. Do it. Buy your merch. Buy their merch. They have better merch, in my opinion, than the UFL store for the UFL teams. Better quality, cheaper price, and it's even better when you go there and use promo code SPRINGFEVER, all one word, all caps, for 10% off at checkout.
Okay.
Eric, I am mailing your shirt next week, by the way.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it, my man. I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate that.
Gonna rock that Michigan Panthers dealio. So, Eric, I have a couple things lined up. We're of course, going over the season as a whole for the UFL, the 2025 season. I also think we should review our hot takes that we made right before the season began. I have those lined up.
I don't even remember my hot takes.
I went through them all, so you don't need to worry. I got them. But before we do any of that, there's a little bit of UFL news. DC Defenders OC Fred Case is back. He's coming back. He is not joining Reggie Barlow at Tennessee State.
Really?
Yep, he's coming back, which I believe that means that we are going to the assumption is that Shannon Harris is going to get the interim tag taken off his coaching spot on DC and be probably named head coach of the Defenders.
Okay.
Which I think is a well-deserved move.
Okay.
So, what do you want to do? Do you want to go over the season first, Eric, or do you want to go over the hot takes?
Yeah, give us our hot takes. Let me know.
Okay, we'll go one by one, and we'll talk them out. So, here
Let me know
is
how bad I was. Let me know how bad.
Well, we did good. We had some good, some bad. Here's the first hot take. I think this is one of mine. Let's see how I did. My first hot take is the Arlington Renegades making the UFL championship game. Ugh.
Okay.
Dude, they were close. They just couldn't get a win. They were born to lose. They found new ways to lose, it felt like, every week. It was so frustrating watching the Renegades all season. What do you rate that?
I mean, there's always those teams of variance, and they were a very variance team. They were inventing ways to lose. So, I mean, like, theoretically, is there a world where that could have happened? Yes.
They were alive up to week 8, and then all of a sudden just fucking decided to die. And
no,
I don't know, man.
When they died, they still had a chance of winning. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they're getting their arses kicked.
I don't think they got their asses kicked except for maybe 1 week. I forget.
Yeah.
But, like, God, I wanted it so bad. I wanted to will that to happen.
My main thing is Battlehawks, no dice in the playoffs.
So, depends what you mean by no dice in the playoffs, Eric.
I meant not making the playoffs.
Okay, so then, yes, that is a fail. Because the Battlehawks did make the playoffs. The Battlehawks did have the best record of the regular season. But you could argue they did not show up in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So I'd say a fairly decent take, but they did make the playoffs. They were the number 1 team going in.
Mm-hmm.
How do you rate yourself?
Like a 2 out of 10.
Like, for how hot it was or for how correct you were?
How correct I was.
Okay. I might give yourself a 3 or a 4. I mean, the fact that they were, like, so off, like, they just definitely didn't show up.
Yeah, but they still made the playoffs. My thing was...
You thought they were going to just be, like, just not that good this season?
I don't think with having a first-time play caller, the changes in the offense, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Not to mention, like, quarterback injury on top of that now. Like, good. I'd say overall, good season. They just pooped their leg at the playoffs when it mostly matters, which is a classic Battlehawks move. Next up, I think this is another one of yours, but I think we shared... Oh, we both shared that Battlehawks take, because I also didn't think they would make the playoffs. I think this next one is one of mine.
Michigan Panthers have the best regular season record.
Ooh. Not bad. Not bad. They were I think they were number 2. Best record in the USFL.
Not bad.
That's a good take, Eric. That was a good ass take.
Not bad.
I don't think any of us were like expecting. I thought Bryce Perkins was going to be good. I was not expecting Bryce Perkins to be the level that he was for most of the season.
BOC balling out of control.
It was a great season for the Michigan Panthers. Absolutely fantastic. That's a good take, Eric. I'll give you a good take on that one. Up next, baby. It's that the Memphis Showboats lose by 3 to the Stallions in the conference championship game. So, context for that one. I was going to shoot my shot with at least one crazy take.
Mm-hmm.
That was the hottest take out of all of them. Didn't quite make it. I believe the Memphis Showboats only won 2 games the entire season. So, did not work out. I failed miserably in that one, but I do believe if the Showboats would have made the championship game, they would have lost by 3.
Okay.
Bad take, though. Very, very bad take. This is a quickie right here for you.
Houston doesn't win a game.
They, in fact, did win a few games. They won. They actually did.
They won a few.
And, like, hey, C.J. Johnson saved his job at the end there.
They won a few. I was a little off.
I think Houston, I mean, obviously, you were very much on track going into, like, week 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
They looked awful. They looked distraught, and then something happened. The fact that they weren't starting Jalen McClendon with how he played at the end of the season
makes no sense.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Yep.
Up next. Jordan Ta'amu leads the league in passing stats.
Okay. My hot take to go along with that is he is benched. Sanders comes in, and Sanders leads them to the title.
So I'm going to give us both some points there. Jordan Ta'amu did lead the league in all passing stats. Shout out Justin Paul Sports, my man. He did lead the league in almost all passing stats. He was up there. He had a great season. And you did say that DC was going to win the championship. You just had Sanders doing it.
I just had the wrong quarterback.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll give you credit. I'll give you half credit for that. I'll give you half credit, Eric. I mean,
can't complain.
Especially, I think we recorded that like either a week before or like while Barlow was leaving DC. I think it was like the week before Barlow left DC. What, you remember how crazy like the start of the season was?
With all the coaches like moving and everything, yeah.
Yeah, like DC, Memphis, and then Wade early on the season. Apparently Wade too in San Antonio was like even like preseason, the couple mini camps they did, not hot. He was already like pretty sick and beat up.
Any update on himself?
I think he's doing better now. Like he did a camp.
Okay, well, that's good.
So we'll see. And then the last take. My last hot take also was with the Renegades. It's that the Renegades defense steps it up, and they're a top 2 defense in the league.
Oh.
Boom.
Okay.
That's my best take. That's my best take right there. That defense was great. That defense was fan-fucking-tastic, dude.
Van-fucking-tastic.
I hate the Lakers. He's saying you're looking small. Did you change up your camera?
Jim, I've lost like 35 pounds, dude.
Oh, that's nothing. 35 pounds? No, impressive.
That's more than you can bench, dude.
That's not. It's not! That's more. I wake up with 35 pounds of extra weight just pushing myself off the bed. What's Uncle Rico's killing it, dude. Are you still on the diet?
I'm going out a little bit more. I mean, I'll tell you about
drink a beer.
Yeah, I'll tell you about my dating adventures off camera.
Oh, okay. So I think overall with the hot takes, I feel like we did decent. I would say decent, not great.
Mm-hmm.
Now taking a look back all the way for the UFL, the 2025 season. What do we have? What are some takes that Uncle Rico has? I've been asking the people. I have some takes that people like sent to me on Twitter to a comment that I made.
Takes: Birmingham Stallions will not make the playoffs.
No, I just want to know like what you think of the season as a whole. Like what takes you have now, not the hot takes that you had.
What do you mean takes I have now? Like
what do you think? Like good. What was good on the season? What did you like? What did you not like?
I mean, obviously, we're not going to talk about this because we always beat it to a pulp. The promotion I hated.
I think so. Eric, I posted a comment asking, "What do people like? What are your thoughts on the UFL in 2025 on both Twitter and Reddit?" By far and away, like the comment, especially on Reddit, on the UFL subreddit, was the advertising was trash. The marketing was trash.
And there's so much stuff you could do. We talked about it. The Rockies had that thing with the National Ryan Day because they had 3 guys with the name Ryan on it. Mm-hmm. So if your name was Ryan, you got in for free. There's stuff you can do. The sideline interview stuff was fun.
One of my favorite aspects of it. I feel like they really nailed it midway through the season too.
Now you know me, I love gambling. I do a lot of gambling. I think they need to get away from the gambling stuff. It just didn't, like how they're presenting it just didn't click.
I agree. I felt like weirdly enough, it felt more natural both last year and 2023.
Yeah.
It felt a little bit more integrated naturally.
Yeah.
I feel like they're shoving it down, and maybe this is the point that like now ESPN has ESPN Bet, and they're trying to like promote that and really shove it into people's faces.
Mm.
But I do feel like there's a good middle ground to have. Hire Vince McMahon. I don't think anyone's touching Vince McMahon right now.
Vince McMahon, rumor is he's buying a wrestling promotion or he's starting something up. So
hilarious.
So there's that. I didn't like the way they did the gambling stuff. I thought, how can I word this?
What are you feeling?
I felt with everything going on, there could have been like an end of. No, because I guess that is the promotion stuff. I think there could have been like a 15-minute like UFL roundup when they do the stuff on SportsCenter, kind of like an old school prime time with Berman.
In relation to something similar with that,
I guess you know what I mean, like something
promotion,
like that.
But like, I wish they would do a pregame show.
Yeah, pregame show would be nice, but
like any kind of pregame show.
Yeah. Even if it was like 15 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just like 15 minutes before the game, just do a quick little like, oh, boom, boom, boom. And you can have like the announcements of the players and show the players before. Like, you don't need to come in just right when kickoff's happening.
You know, or do like the behind the scenes stuff. Like, you already have like a player there.
Which is weird because like both the USFL and XFL both had like behind the scenes documentaries you could watch.
And we talked about it, like the visuals of the championship game, having no one there in St. Louis. Like we both agreed, do it in Canton or do it in Arlington. That's something. What they did good. Product was pretty good. You know, the kickoff rules are good. Like the going for 3, going for 2 always makes it interesting. Incorporating games on Friday night, I thought that was good. I thought that brought more eyes on it. I thought that was a good move by them. The bad, having 2 games at the same time, that makes 0 sense to me.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 times that happened.
And I understand it probably to do something with television, whatever, but there's always a way around that. There's always going to be a way around that. I wish they would have called the UFL game on Friday night like the UFL game of the week. UFL night in America. like something like that. Like, you know how like NBC makes the Sunday night game feel like it's special, even if it's a game like the Colts against the Giants, they make it feel like it's something. I felt they could have done that, like the UFL game of the week, like kind of stuff like that. Like, you know, I think just like little tinkering, I felt the product was better than it was in years past, though.
So a couple things for me, and Justin Paul brings this up, and I agree 100%. Start if you're not starting at the time where he says, which I love. I still love this idea. At the very least, start the season earlier.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
we talk about crowd sizes all the time, and the markets that have like the most glaring crowd size issues are the Memphis, Houston.
Yeah.
I would put Arlington in that category. Birmingham. What all these places have in common? Outdoor stadiums where it's hot as hell. When you're playing games in like May and June in these places where it's hot, it's humid, it's tough to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you start the season, say, anytime in February, get some more people in there. Get people involved. Get those markets like at a time when people want to go.
I mean, as someone that's been in the heat too much this week,
it's tough.
Like, it's tough. Plus, like, the closer you get to summer, like, you know, May and June with kids are just hard for families to get there.
Yeah. People want to be like outside going to the lake and stuff like that.
Well, not really that. Like, I mean, just think about it. Like, graduating from 8th grade, graduating from high school. You know what I mean? Like, youth sports, like kids play baseball. Baseball takes up so much time. You know, like it's just shit like that.
I think in relation also what Justin's saying here, he's saying make all week 1 home games free to the public. Would love that. I just think better promotions. Like we saw examples from Michigan where like for the watch along for the championship game, they were giving out cards, like trading cards, where you could get your stats on a football card. Better promotions in these markets would go huge. We talked about it like middle of the season, how a place like Memphis is doing, like they're not bringing people in that know the market, that know the people. And I feel like having a better promotion in cities like Memphis, like Houston, like Arlington would be massive.
We talked about it before when we did the LinkedIn page deep dive. Yeah, the Michigan guy, his LinkedIn page is just way better than everybody, and it's no surprise why he absolutely killed it this year with Michigan. So
I'm going to give 3 takes. Well, 5 takes. 5 takes on the 2025 season. At least 2 positive. So, number 1, like you said, the quality of play is probably the best we've ever seen. At least past like week 2. Like weeks 3 through weeks 8. Highest quality we've seen so far in the Spring Football League.
Mm-hmm.
I think hands down. Number 2, another positive. Showing a market that like went from Michigan, where Michigan was in 2024 to 2025, gives hope to everyone else, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a damn fact. That's a damn fact. I hate Lakers.
Dude, I had a fun of the episode, dude. When we were going to everyone's LinkedIn page and breaking down like the director of marketing, that was fun, dude.
That was fun. That was a good time. And then my takes that I want to see, things I want to see changed. I want the season to start earlier. Yeah, at the latest, I want it to start like right after the Super Bowl. At the latest.
Totally.
That way you're ending like early May or mid-May.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. In relation to that, I would like a more in-depth and longer training camp. Because right now, they got what, like a month and a half of a training camp? And the league and every spring league has sort of done this, where they treat weeks 1 and 2 as sort of like a preseason, when those are such important weeks for your product.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you can't... It sucks so hard when you walk out the door and your week 1 product is not good. Because that's... Week 1 is... Aside from the championship game, I'd argue week 1 is your most important week.
Yeah.
That's what gets everyone in.
It sucks everyone in. It creates excitement. The worst thing can happen is have a game one and it's just a dud, a week one. Excuse me, Jim.
It's no fun whatsoever. And like you said, I like the Friday night games. A lot of people I've talked to did not. And I feel like that's just because Fox didn't do a good job promoting them. They weren't viewed super heavily, but like you said, if they made a spectacle out of it, maybe that'd be something.
Just a little effort. Just a
little effort. So here are a couple quick takes on X, Eric. I just want one sentence response to each one of these. Mobile quarterbacks with a passable arm is the way that you win in the UFL.
Agreed.
Arlington Renegades need to find a new offensive coordinator.
Oh, definitely agree.
I agree 100%. Battlehawks would have made it all the way if Manny Wilkins wasn't injured.
Disagree.
My take for the Battlehawks was that they would have probably put up a way better fight and potentially beaten the Defenders if Brandon Silvers is on this team in the system earlier and the starter.
Okay. I like that one. I agree.
Someone said put every team into a single division. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Someone said they cannot promote themselves at all. No two games should be playing at the same time on the same channel when there are only 4 games.
That's a no-brainer.
My boy J Mark, I love him to death, but I can't disagree with this take more. He says the league should move on from Luis Perez.
J.M.R. Smith said that?
No, J Mark Football. He's another. He talks about like CFL, UFL. I've known him for a few years. He's a great dude, but like he has a vendetta against Perez for some reason.
J.M.R. just throwing it at it. Disagree.
Memphis just needs the right coach, and they would be a top 4 team in the league.
Disagree.
Ooh. The Battlehawks.
I'll be honest, like, if a team were to disband and relocate, I think it should be Memphis.
That's the one.
I just kind of feel like it's just not working there.
The Battlehawks have one of the best receiving core in the league and want to be a run-first team with no designs for receivers or tight ends. It's frustrating.
I mean, they have the best receiver in the league, so yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Any other takes? Beck does not have a killer. Speaking of Battlehawks, Beck does not have a killer instinct. He will not win a playoff game.
Okay, I agree. Somewhat.
I think maybe eventually. The Birmingham Stallions lose more games if Alex Magoo does not get injured.
The Battlehawks lose more games.
The Stallions. The Stallions lose more games if Alex Magoo does not get injured.
Yeah, I see it both ways.
I can see it because then you wouldn't bring in J.M.R. Smith and Alex Magoo. I mean, in the limited time we saw him, didn't look like he had the juice.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is all for the takes. Overall, I give the season at least thumbs up. Anytime you finish the year, it was great. The level of play was fantastic. I cannot wait for year 3 of the UFL.
I'm hoping year 3 is just as good, man.
I think it will be. Before we get into the CFL talk, shout out Albany Firebirds for winning the Arena Football 1, the AF1, capping off an undefeated season. One of the best arena football teams I have ever laid eyes on. And once again, Eric, the Arena Football 1 puts on a show for their championship game.
Okay, lay it on me.
Absolutely fucking electric. The score: Albany 60, Nashville 57.
Okay.
Out of every professional championship game of last season, the Brawl at the Mall was the most entertaining. It was the closest. It was the most fun. Meanwhile, the UFL last year, blowout. The IFL last year, blowout. The CFL last year, blowout. The NFL last season, blowout. College football, the playoffs, blowout. The only competitive super close championship game in football was in the AF1. Will that happen again?
I don't know.
They were the only one that was fun and competitive. Every other championship game and every other like league of football last season was a blowout.
Wasn't the CFL one competitive?
No, Toronto like dick stomped
Oh,
Winnipeg.
Oh yeah, yep. I don't know. Like usually that happens. It's kind of like in the NBA. Usually game sevens just aren't that competitive. Usually it gets to that point. Like, and granted I don't know the arena league stuff. Were these like two of the best teams?
These were the two, I would say. Nashville. These were probably the two best teams. You could argue that the Kansas Storm were also like a top 3 team. It was probably between those 3. Nashville, like they were the second best team or potential to be the best team, but they would like take quarters off, which would cause them to drop games. Albany, by and away the best team. Albany was the best team. Best quarterback, best player in the league, MVP, fantastic, undefeated. Like this team was amazing. Like these are the 2 best teams. And it worked out amazingly.
I don't know. That is kind of weird. That's an interesting point.
I just looked back last year. It was the only, almost every level of football, the only competitive championship game.
Okay. It's always good to have a tight one at the end.
So we'll see. We'll see how the other leagues do. The UFL, not competitive at all. DC kicked the ever-living hell out of Michigan. So we'll have to see with the NFL, the CFL, and college football. Speaking of which, Eric, are you ready to look ahead to the CFL?
I'm ready to look ahead. I'm going to say this. I know you're going to disagree. You're going to be pissed off at me. I do not think they should expand next year.
Oh, the UFL? Or
correct?
Okay, I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm not vehemently pro expansion. Like I would love to see like a New Orleans Breakers, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, my whole thing is, I think the more you expand, waters down the league. Like I'm adamant, there's too many teams in the NBA. I think the NBA needs to like cut like 4 teams.
I think the UFL, to me, the perfect amount to like settle in for a good long while would be 12.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be perfect to just sit there for a while. 8's decent.
Okay.
But I would love to see expansion. I would love to see like a New Orleans or a Seattle or something. But I'd be okay if they didn't. I would be fine. They just need to prove that they can succeed marketing what they have.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if they expand, maybe it creates more promotion. I can understand both sides. Either way, I'm not like super need to expand. To the CFL's point, Eric, we got 4 games ahead of us this weekend.
And I got a trend, Jim. I got a trend, Jimmy.
Oh, let me guess which game the trend's in.
Are we okay?
It's going to be the BC Montreal game, but we're starting with Winnipeg versus Calgary, the Bombers versus the Stampeders. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are 3-point road favorites in Calgary, over under 51.5, plus 145 on the money line for Calgary. What are you thinking, Eric?
So the Bombers got Buy on deck. Coming off a big win. Not really a big, but a
decent win against Edmonton last week.
Going on the road.
Calgary coming off of a bye.
Again, Calgary coming off the bye. You know, a little bit extended rest. I would definitely lean if I had to bet here, I'd probably bet the Stamps.
We giving leans on this show?
No, I'm anti-lean, and you fucking know that. But if I had to bet, okay, let me see this, dude. So this is time period. This is game number 4, right?
This is it's week 5.
But it's their 5th game. Their 4th game.
It is Calgary's 4th. I think it's both teams' 4th game. Yes.
Game number 4.
You know what the CFL website could use? When you're looking at the schedule, like updating each team's record.
So teams in the spot, but there's only a 6-game sample size, so that's not a big enough sample size.
This is a tough game.
I like the rest angle for the Stamps. I'll take the Stamps here plus a 3.5. Looking at Adams historically has done respectable against the Bombers.
I'm going to take the over 51.5 in this game. I think we're going to see a lot of points this Thursday night. I think it's going to be very high scoring. I think it's going to be very entertaining. And I also want to lean towards the Calgary, so I'll take Calgary plus the 3. So over 51.5, Calgary plus the 3.
Okay.
Friday, Eric, 4th of July, baby. I apologize. I will not be streaming this game. I will not be watching this game. We are celebrating the 4th of July.
What are you doing for the 4th of July, Jimmy?
There's a town around here that does like a big-ass fireworks show. It's got food trucks and a concert and everything. We're going to go do that.
Jim, I'm going to be on my couch drinking Miller Lite, and then I'll go some fireworks.
With the Hamilton Tiger Cats going up against the Toronto Argonauts, one of the premier rivalries in the CFL. The Ticats are half a point favorites here. Basically a pick 'em. Over under 52.5, minus 110 either way. It is a pick 'em. Ticats are on a run, dude.
This is two teams that I want to fade.
I know, right? They just happen to be playing each other now.
And it pisses me off.
I'm going to take Toronto. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. I'm going to take Toronto. I think Hamilton's the better team. I think they have the better quarterback. I think they have the better everything going right now. I'm going to be taking Toronto.
Respect. I got nothing in this game.
I'm rolling with Toronto and the Arbuckler.
The Arbuckler.
The Arbuckler, baby. Straight up, minus 110. Saturday, July 5th. BC Lions at the Montreal Alouettes. The Alouettes are 3.5 point favorites. Over under 48.5 plus 170 on the money line.
Do you think BC's kicking themselves for not staying with Adams?
I mean, you could argue yes, but like Rourke is hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, did you watch any of this game last week when they played Saskatchewan?
No, I did not.
So our boy, who we love, Jeremiah Masoli, was the guy.
JM came in.
He looked rough, dude.
Dude, he hasn't been playing, dude. He's like out smoking the cigs, man. 3
interceptions. Rough game.
Rough
game. This is actually probably going to be overall a rough game because Montreal. But I don't think either starting quarterback is in for this game.
Okay.
Like, it's McLeod Bethel-Thompson for Montreal, and it's probably going to be Masoli again. I don't know. Let's see if we got. Let me see if they got injury reports updated or not. Week 5 injury reports. So Thursday, as of July 3rd, Eric, we have it right here. The injury reports. So let's see. Any quarterbacks on the injury reports? No. That's Winnipeg. No. So let's look for BC. Oh my God, dude! BC's injury report is crazy.
It's just a lot of stuff.
Jeremiah Masoli limited at practice. Nathan Rourke core injury limited at practice. Ooh. Jeremiah Masoli's shoulder limited at practice. So not looking good there. Montreal, Davis Alexander hamstring limited at practice. So I don't know if we see either starting quarterback in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, you definitely got to go to the Alouettes, but you know, it will be a nice little bounce back for them, but I feel 3.5 is a pretty big number.
Yeah, 3.5 is massive. I'm gonna do it. I'll take the under. I don't care. I think Montreal's defense gets a bounce back game. They've earned it. Give me the under here. Under 48.5. Last game, Sunday, July 6th. Your Ottawa Red Blacks take on the Edmonton Elks. The Red Blacks are 1.5-point road favorites in Edmonton. Over under 52.5 plus 105 on the money line for the Elks. Can Trey Ford get a win this season?
Jim, if there's a trend that's 17, 10, and 2, 63%, so 29 game sample size.
Okay.
A winning margin of 2.05. An ROI of 20.5%. Would you be interested?
Those numbers do speak to me. Were you going somewhere with that?
That's the Elks, baby.
That's the Elks?
That's the Elks, dude.
Oh, Eric, are you telling me to bet the Elks?
Jimmy, I am telling you. Oh my, we are betting the Elks.
You're telling me to bet the Edmonton Elks at home?
We're betting the Edmonton
Oh, God.
at home. Now, hold on. Oh, my God. When it goes to the opponent's 5th game, which this will be for the Red Blacks, ROI jumps up to 27.5%. Margin of victory jumps up to 2.5%. And the ROI and the percentage is 67. Jim.
Are we betting the Elks, Eric?
One bet of the weekend for me. I'm taking the Edmonton Elks.
Oh, we're taking the Elks here?
What's the best price we got here?
We're taking the Elks, huh?
I'm taking the Elks, dude. Canada's team. Hold on, let me see what the best price is. We get 2.5 over at Circa, Jimmy.
2.5 over at Circa?
Yeah.
Eric, do you want a breakdown of home games for Edmonton?
You want to know what they are against the spread at home? Sure, give it to me.
No. Just overall, because 1.5. So 2021, 0-7 at home.
Okay.
2022, 0-9 at home. 2023, 0-9 at home. 2024, I believe they won 2 games at home last season.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the 1.5. I'll take the plus 1.5. I cannot bet the money line.
So I'm looking right now. 2021, 2-4 against the number at home. 2022, 1-8 against the number at home.
That was rough. That was a
2023, 2-6-1. 2024, 3-5 so far this year, 0-1. That makes it, Jesus Christ,
pretty bad. They've been really bad at home.
8-24-1.
They've been really, really bad at home.
Let's see what happens when they're a dog at home.
Quarterback, by the way, for Ottawa, Drew Brown, limited.
Let's do it, man.
And guess what? When your boy, we're calling him your boy, by the way, the Crumpster, Dustin Crum came in, did not look good.
No shit.
Yeah, crazy, right?
I know.
Absolutely
saw that coming.
Crazy. So I think quarterback advantage goes to the Elks.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll take the Elks plus 1.5 here. So I'm on Calgary plus the 3 under over 51.5. I am on Toronto money line. I am on the under in Montreal versus BC, and I will take Edmonton plus 1.5 against Ottawa.
I am just basic. Elks plus the points.
What an asshole.
That's what I do, man.
An asshole you are.
That's what I do.
Are we gonna take do I dare do I take Claude Bethel Thompson under 264.5 passing yards?
I believe you should.
I will take that as well. Eric, are you ready to set up a DraftKings lineup?
I'm
Are you prepared to set up a DraftKings lineup for the CFL for the people?
I'm trying to find their fucking bullshit stats.
Yeah, the CFL is pretty bad about its stats. I'm glad they have the injury reports on. That's really nice, actually.
All right, here we go.
Dude, the Ottawa Red Blacks and like BC Lions like injury reports are absolutely crazy. Are you ready, Eric?
I'm ready. Give it to me.
Okay, let me share my screen. We're creating the lineup now. All right. Starting off, you want to what position do you want to start with?
Go to quarterback.
Okay. We got Zach Collaros up at top. We've got Nathan Rourke is questionable. We have Vernon Adams Jr., Nick Arbuckle, Trey Ford, Bo Levi Mitchell.
Give me Trey Ford.
Oh, you want Trey Ford?
I want Trey Ford.
I like it, Eric.
Now give me Edmonton's number 1 wide receiver.
Edmonton's number 1 wide receiver. Okay, that's probably going to be a pretty easy selection, if you don't mind me saying. Oh, that's actually... Okay. We either go Steve Dunbar or we go Julian Grant. Dunbar's my boy. I do love me some Steven Dunbar. I'm a sucker for him. We're gonna go Steven Dunbar. Damn right, Herman. Damn right, Christian. You're damn right.
What do you say?
Okay. You said we're both going to heaven. Next up, Eric.
Dude, I'm on the page. It just says loading.
Pick a position group, damn it. Use your mind. Use your gut. Use your gut, Eric. For once in your life, follow your gut. Take those glasses off and just pick.
Give me a Montreal running back.
Okay, there we go. There we go. We're going to go... that's right. I forgot their main guy's banged up. We're going to go Thies.
All right. Then give me a... Then the rest of the players I want from Winnipeg, Calgary, because I think that's going to be the highest scoring game.
Okay, I like it. I like it. So, a couple receivers in this game. We're going to roll with the boy, Nick Dembski. I don't remember if I saw him on the injury report or not. I think we're okay. Yeah, Nick Dembski, wide receiver, ankle, limited. Sunday. Full practice as of Tuesday.
All right, we're good then.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't looking at these other ones. I wasn't looking at those other ones. So let me see back on. Okay, everyone else is still limited. So yeah, we'll go Dembski. We'll go Nick Dembski.
Like it.
Calgary, we want a guy. Bagleton's out. We're gonna go Jaden Philpott. Boom. You want another guy in this game because we have 2 right now in Winnipeg, Calgary. You want another one?
Give me a guy for Hamilton and Toronto.
Okay, guy for Hamilton, Toronto. We're going to go, oh, God, do we spend up and get Kenny fucking Lawler? Yes, we do. We have 5,700, Eric. We can get whatever defense we want.
Let's go Montreal.
I like against BC.
Yeah.
Boom. So we have Trey Ford. We have Travis Theus. I think it's Theus. I don't really know how to pronounce that. Steven Dunbar Jr., Nick Dembski, Jalen Philpott, I always say that, and Kenny Lawler with the Montreal Alouettes defense. Love it.
Looking good. Sounds like a winner to me, Jimmy.
Love it. Everyone out there have a happy 4th of July. Everyone watching this right now, happy Canada Day. It's Canada Day today.
Happy Canada Day.
Yeah, have a safe... Oh, I mean, you don't have to have a safe 4th of July. That's not really what the holiday's about. Have fun. Have fun, first and foremost. I'm doing a hot dog eating contest tomorrow, Eric, so...
They have a hot dog and jalapeno eating contest.
I'd be pooping on that stage.
Respect.
From me, XFL Jim, from that guy, at Uncle Rico at eTop21 Sports. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you. We love you. Go to Royal Retros, promo code Spring Fever, all caps, all one word for 10% off. We'll see you next time for another episode of Spring Fever. Toodaloo, everybody.